particular case, we'll need to do this by hand. So the way that we set this up by hand is, when you're multiplying two things, what you can do is look to see what are the dimensions that you have in these figures, or in these matrices themselves. The first one is a 2 by 3, and the second one is a 3 by 3. As long as these ones are equal, you can multiply them, and the end product will be this matrix. So a 2 by 3. So what we need to do is we need to look to see our end product is going to be 2 rows and 3 columns. And so we're going to be wide here because we need to have 3 columns and 2 rows. So when you set this up, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take the first row that you have, and you're going to write that in your first column. Leave a space to multiply by, and we're going to add, and this is going to be true for both columns. So remember, we're looking at 2 columns, so our second column will look like that as well. Okay, and then we move to the second column of information. So 1 and x, 1 and x, and then we go to our last set, and we put our 3 and 1. Do the same thing here. I'm going to move this back a little bit. So 3 and 1. Okay, so that's how you use the first matrix. You set up those pieces. Now, again, it may be hard to see, but here is your space. And so this is where the separation occurs with column 1 and then column 2. Okay, and so now what we can do is we can go back in and we can fill in the inside pieces. And for the inside pieces, what we're going to do is use the information from the second set of pieces. So when we look at the second set, what we're going to do is we're going to take the 9, and that's going to go in each of these places. The 2 will go in each of these spots, and the -1 will go in each of these spots. Then we can move to the second column. The -2 will go in these, the 1 in these, and the 4 in these. And so now the final part to this is to now set up the kind of the pieces that correspond with the variables. So in order to find x, we can take this piece, and what does that piece have to equal according to the original equation? The bottom left is -13. So if we take these, we get -18 plus 2x minus 1. That has to equal -13. And so when we solve for this, if we add 19 to both sides, we get 2x is equal to 6. And so we can divide both sides by 2, and we get x is equal to 3. So there's our value for x. Okay. And then we can move to the next piece we need to find is y. Well, y is the upper left. So which expressions do we have to combine? Upper left. And so we get 4 times 9, which is 36, plus 2 times 1, plus 3 times -1. And so when you're looking at this, you get 36 plus 2 minus 3, so a -3 and a +2 net out to a -1. 36 minus 1 gives us y is equal to 35. And so that's what you'd have to do to set that up. Now, do you need to write all of these pieces out? If you understand kind of where the pieces of this are coming from, you just need to, you can just start and see, I need this top left, so what's going to give me this top left? But it might be easier just to write everything out and fit the pattern, and then go through and determine what information from that pattern you're actually going to use.